Have you ever stopped to really think about how our financial system works? I mean, it's this incredibly powerful force that shapes our entire world, but for most of us, it's kind of a black box. Well, today, we're going to pry that box open.
So let's kick things off with a huge question. Where does money actually come from? Now, you're probably picturing a government mint, printing stacks of bills. But that's just a tiny, tiny fraction of the story. The real truth is way more surprising, and honestly, it's the key to understanding the whole economic game we're all a part of.
For most of us, it feels like we're just playing a game without knowing all the rules. We work for money, we spend it, we try to save a little, all inside this massive system we don't fully get. But what if you could see the whole board? What if you understood exactly how the rules were written, and for who?
And that brings us to what I call the great money illusion. Because here's the thing, to really get what's going on, you first have to accept that a lot of what we think we know about money is actually a carefully constructed story.
Have you ever just looked at the world of finance and thought, this seems complicated on purpose, like it's designed to be overwhelming? Well, that feeling, that's not an accident. The system is built to feel like an impossible maze, a mystery that only a few experts can ever hope to solve. Let's dig into why.
Probably the best way to wrap your head around all this complexity is to think of it as a kind of magic trick, a really clever one. And you know how it is with good illusions. Once you see the secret, you can never, ever unsee it.
We're going to call this trick the alchemy of banking. It's this process where the financial system seems to just poof, create value from nothing, leaving pretty much everyone watching completely mystified. This is the big idea we're here to unpack.
This quote absolutely nails it. The way it all works is hidden right out in the open. It's not some deep, dark secret locked away in a vault somewhere. It's just hidden by a whole lot of complexity and jargon, just like a magician using sleight of hand to distract you.
Okay, so enough with the mystery, right? It is time for the big reveal. Let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how this magic trick is performed.
Okay, get ready for this because it's shockingly simple. When a private bank approves a loan, doesn't matter if it's for a house, a car, whatever, it doesn't go and find someone else's savings to lend you. No. Instead, they just type numbers into a computer. They create brand new digital money in your account, literally out of thin air. And just like that, that new money gets spent and is now part of the economy. That's it. That's where the vast majority of our money actually comes from.
So this shows us there's a huge difference here. On one side, you've got earning money. That's what most of us do, right? We trade our time, our work, for currency that's already out there. But then there's this whole other side, creating money. And that's what private banks get to do every single time they issue a loan.
And this right here, this is the secret at the very heart of the entire system. Most new money isn't created because someone worked hard or produced something of value. It's created by the issuance of debt. Just let that sink in. Currency is created by debt. Once you truly deeply understand that one idea, everything changes.
So, the trick has been revealed. The illusion is broken. The real question is, now what? What do you do with this information? Well, this is where you get to shift from being a spectator in the audience to being an actual player in the game. It's time to become an informed strategist.
So, you're at a fork in the road. You can keep being the passive participant, just, following the rules without really getting the game, or you can become the informed strategist. That's the person who understands these mechanics and uses that knowledge to see the world differently, to really understand what's driving inflation, what causes asset bubbles, to get the true nature of debt.
And the advantages of thinking this way, they're huge. Suddenly, this system that seems so complicated starts to make sense. You start to see opportunities that are basically invisible to everyone else. Instead of feeling like you're just at the mercy of the economy, you actually start to master the real rules of wealth, because now you can see how the game board is actually designed.
Which brings us to our final, and I think most important section. Because knowledge is only really powerful when you use it. So let's talk about what it actually means to master your financial world.
Let's be really clear. Understanding this whole alchemy of money creation, it isn't just some interesting piece of trivia. It is the absolute essential first step toward achieving real financial independence. It's why just saving cash might not be enough, and why owning assets that actually produce something is so incredibly critical in the long run.
What you've just learned is the piece of foundational knowledge that most people will go their entire lives without knowing. You now have the key to see the system not as some big, scary, unchangeable force, but as what it is, a set of rules, and a set of rules that you can learn to navigate. You have the power to change the game for yourself.
So we've revealed the magic trick. We've shown you the rules that were hiding in plain sight this whole time. The only question left is the one you see on the screen now. Now that you know the rules, how will you play the game?